Guys, what's going on? Continuing with marathon. Little disclaimer: when I've realized I forgot to explain in the last video. So I died, and rather than making you watch me, replay the whole level again, I just played that all and then started the recording again once I got to the point where I died. So I was gonna just re-record the whole level, but I thought that the discussion stuff I was talking about was good enough to keep, and I wouldn't really have remembered everything I said. That's why I like to do live commentary, because a lot of this stuff will just kind of come to your mind as you're playing the game, and it's good to just kind of get those thoughts out at the time. But once they're out, you're probably not getting them back. So just kind of so I'll do my best not to make you guys watch overly repetitive gameplay if I die a lot, but I'll probably just do that. If I do die in the middle of a level, I'll end the recording and then continue and then resume the recording once I get back to the part where I died. So I believe this is another lore terminal. I'm probably not going to read the whole thing. Yeah, it's about the Christ soul orbiters. Basically, I've noticed Bungie has this really big obsession with hollowing out planets and moons and using them and turning them into ships. I'm sure they didn't invent that concept, but the Marathon is the moon of Deimos, the moon of Mars, I believe, hollowed out and turned into a ship. And then these Christ soul orbiters are basically the same thing, I think, or they're a precursor to the Marathon. In Halo, they also have that. The Covenant High Charity ship is the Prophet's homeworld, hollowed out, half of it hollowed out and turned into a ship. I mean, it is a cool concept, but it's obviously something that you and I will definitely never see anything like that in our lifetimes. But it is something cool to think about. How long is this? Oh my god. Okay, I'll go through each one. So yeah, they basically use them like big rig trucks that go between Earth and Mars, and take stuff from Earth to Mars, then fill it up with stuff from Mars, take it back to Earth, and rinse and repeat. But I think the problem is that they're so big. Yeah, they use ion particles to offload materials. They're so big that they only last 100 years. The other one only 73 years. Got brought back to Earth. Each refitting took 15 years, and completely it took all of Earth. All of Earth's shipbuilding capacity had to work solely on that for 15 years. The result was that no more than 5 Christs could be kept in service at any time. No Christ was ever built after 2310. The Christ, I don't know if it's Christ or Christ. Christ seems a little too on the nose, but knowing Bungie, it probably is Christ. Christ's failures devastated Mars. As the first 5 Christs were built, Mars colony grew quickly, confident that the growth would continue, but when the source of Mars's resources failed, the colony found that it had overgrown its supportable size, and extreme poverty struck most of the population. Each time that a Christ broke down, the result was famine on Mars. Yeah, okay, so after that... Oh, okay, so the Christs were too small, so they were like, let's just make an even bigger one. Conversion of Deimos into the Marathon began when the Mars colony was at the height of its power. By the time it was completed, 64 years later, the decline of Mars was well advanced. During that time, the Martian population had seen its standard of living drop by 80%. On top of oppressive poverty, Martians saw one of their moons being converted into a colony ship in an expensive and risky colony venture which was predominantly funded by a ruling foreign power. The argument to make the Marathon into a Christ became more and more popular, with the UESC never seriously considered this an option. The farther that Mars sank into the depths of poverty, the more that the Marathon became a symbol for the oppression of the Martian people. The declining Martian world. After the Marathon left Mars, the UESC's attentions focused primarily on technological development and the upkeep of the Christs. Mars was left to decay. Population continued to increase as attempts at mandating abortion or sterilization always started revolt. So yeah, I know that I said that I wasn't going to read terminals like that word for word, but they're kind of interesting. It's just there's that one, you know, is like it's just so long, and I feel like I don't really want to be spending like 4 or 5 minutes, what feels like 5 minutes of the video just reading. You know, like I feel like you guys probably don't really want to see that, but maybe you do. How do I get that ammo that was down there? That's what I want. Here. No. But so Mars, basically what happened to Mars was the same thing that happened to a lot of small businesses during the COVID pandemic. They experienced huge growth, and they thought they wrongly assumed the growth would continue forever, and they started changing their operations and lifestyle, assuming that they would have that growth, and then the growth stopped. And much like what happened in the economy, a lot of those businesses that overexpanded, they had to shut down. They either had to contract a lot, or a lot of them ended up going out of business. A lot of businesses started and ended during the COVID period, during 2020 to like 2022. Only difference here is that, you know, this is like a whole colony of people. You can't just file for bankruptcy. Here we go. Okay. Is that number 3? That might be number 3. Let's clear out the rest of the map, though. Ooh, that was... Are you serious? That was a risky... Fuck me. Holy shit. Oh, no. Oh, man, I cannot remember where the health was either. Shit. I don't think it was here. Okay, come on. Come on. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? Well, okay, I guess I'll save it. That's better than nothing. Come on. Health. Please. I can't do this. Okay, I think it's one of those, like... I don't even know what that switch did. Okay, that's the mission switch. Okay, what about here? Yes, okay. Like, you could see the little, you know, the little boxes at the end on the, you can see where the switches are on the map, so the thing is that you don't know which switch is which. Okay, I completely forgot what I was talking about before I almost died. I think the marathon, here, let's save it again. So about the marathon being, oh yeah, so Mars overexpanded, people started starving, dying, and marathon became a symbol of capitalist patriarchy. How do I get back? Here we go. Okay. And that's where that leaves us. Okay, let's see. Can I? actually, I think I know what to do. Never mind, I don't have any grenades. Could have grenaded it to hit the switch, but it's fine. There we go. Save it. That probably gets opened by this thing. What's down here? Oh no! Alright, fuck that. That wouldn't have taken that long to get back up, but since I did just save it, we might as well take advantage. Okay, so don't drop there. Okay, as I recall, this is a bit of a tricky because there are some guys in there. I don't have any grenades, so that is not really. Okay, come on, heal. Oh, so close. Okay, there we go. So I feel like this level is a great illustration of kind of the psychology that like the way that what goes through your head while you're playing. Like earlier, I literally had no health. My health bar was completely empty, and I'm just frantically searching for this health station. I can't remember where it is, and it is an incredibly stressful, tense situation to be in. You know, I kind of figured I would be okay because there weren't any. I'd killed pretty much all the enemies, but you never know. You know, sometimes there's an enemy hiding for that exact reason, and but what should have been like, you know, a heart-pounding situation, at least for this level, it's got this really nice, soft, soothing music playing, and it's kind of just like, oh, you know, this is just sometimes life is a bit of a struggle, and you have this like kind of almost depressing music, but it's like nice at the same time. It has kind of a sad undertone to it, but it's nice though, you know. Some people describe Marathon's music as, I think we actually some people describe Marathon's music as haunting, and I don't think that applies to all those tracks, but this one I think does. This guy needs to go. The homing ones. Oh, that was good. That was a good shot. Not a good shot on that second one. Is he not going to come down? There we go. Okay. Is there health in this room? I don't think so. It's in the previous room. Okay, I think that might be the end of the... Or do I have to go back and talk to Leela at the starting terminal? Let's go back. I think the health was back here. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So the most like tension alleviating thing in Marathon is when you come across these health stations or save stations, or if you're lucky enough to get a room that has both. It's kind of like the safe rooms in Resident Evil. Like you're just for that little moment, you're able to forget about all the bullshit going on outside, you know, or behind you, and you can just kind of chill, take a moment, let your health bar refill. That sound of that while your health refills, it's very therapeutic. And that's another reason. It's another difference, another key difference between Marathon and Doom that, like, it seems obvious, but it's not really something that anyone really ever talks about. It's like Marathon. So like right now, I know that as long as I don't take more damage than my red health, I will be fine. All I have to do is kill every enemy, and worst case scenario, like what happened before, I just kill everyone and then run back to the save point, or to the health station and heal. With Doom, it's like there's a finite amount of health packs on the ground in any given Doom level. So what I've noticed that like when I used to play a lot of Doom, I'm talking about Doom 1 and 2 and the mods, by the way. Yeah, you can save whenever you want in Doom, but like if you're trying to, you're not always gonna just be sitting there and like, okay, I gotta save now. So like you want to be able to just run through the level and just play the game, and you'll end up finding yourself like, I noticed when I was playing Doom 1, I would be so tense. My whole body would be tensed up because I'm just like, oh god, I have no health, and there's no, in Doom, if you're low health, you have to keep progressing in the level and find a new health pack. Or hopefully, if you left some behind, you can go back and pick them up. But like, if you're progressing through a level that you haven't cleared yet, it's like you could round a corner and there could be a monster there and it could kill you. And that causes you to feel really tense. And Doom, I found, like, after I would finish these big fights, it would be like this huge wave of tension. Like every muscle in my body would just relax, and you didn't realize that you were fully tensed up, and then all of a sudden you just kind of... I don't really get that tension from Marathon, because like I described earlier, Marathon is just kind of like, I just need to do this. I just need to finish this fight with enough health. As long as I don't get killed in the fight, I can always go back and get more health, and that just, it's not to say one is better than the other, it just kind of has a different, it's just a different kind of like psychological experience that you go through when you're playing the game. And I know not many people are thinking about psychology while they play the game, while they play video games, but I just, I always try to think, because you tend to have these feelings about stuff or these thoughts, and if you try to describe them to someone, they might not understand. Like it can be hard to just put your feelings into words, especially for abstract stuff like this. So I've really, over the last few years, tried to like work on just being able to communicate stuff in my head better. So I think that like that's why I like Marathon and Doom. Like that's just one reason that I think these games are not just mindless shooters. This is why I love these games, These are just really great experiences to be going through. Okay. Message from Leila. Durandal has been denied access to some of the critical computer systems. This should ensure the mobility and reliability of the defense drones. Unfortunately, I have received a distress signal from some crew who had sealed themselves off in one of the nearby access areas. They say that they have lost control over the doors and elevators to the level, and that the four have access to the area. It appears that Durandal has reacted to our move against him by giving the four access to a formerly secure area. We will have to deal with Durandal sooner or later, but we can't be distracted from the four attack. I only hope that his rampant behavior won't continually sabotage our defense efforts. I am sending you to go and save these crew, clear the area of aliens. If enough of the crew survive, then perhaps we can get an intelligence report from them. Oh, I think I know what level's coming up next. Yeah! This is my favorite level in the game. Oh shit. Yeah, let's just watch the bots get fucked up. But I love this track that's in here. I remember the first time I played Marathon. How do I open this door? I was liking it. I was enjoying it. I felt like it was like, oh, this is kind of... I wasn't expecting a lot. Like, as a modern gamer getting into retro games, like, you kind of don't expect a lot, just because the game looks so primitive. But as I was playing through up the levels up through here, I was thinking like, this is kind of good. Like, like, am I wrong in saying like I'm actually enjoying this? And then I got to this level and this song started playing. And I was like, damn, this game's fucking good, dude. This is one of those good games. Okay. But we will save this. Let me turn the sound down a little bit. We will save this for later, for next episode. I already know where the save point on here is because I just first video was in this level. The first marathon video was in this level, so. Oh, last shot. Alright, this is a perfect spot to end. Okay. Thank you for watching, everyone. I will continue in the next level, in the next part, with the Rose. I hope you guys are enjoying Marathon. I'm actually having a pretty fun time just talking about the game. Like I said, there's a lot to talk about in this game, and I think a lot of it is worth talking about. And, you know, I think I mentioned this in the one of the previous, like one of the last two videos that but like, the game looks primitive, but they they were definitely trying. You know, the effort is evident in everywhere. Every part of the game just exudes quality, but quality in a way that, you know, was clearly limited at the time, but they were still trying to do the best that they could. And, you know, I can't help but admire the guys at Bungie for what they did. Bungie today is definitely not the same company. A lot of people are not super happy with them or with the new Marathon game, but you know, it was a different time, and I'll always love the old Bungie team. Of course, I played Halo before Marathon, but Marathon was just kind of helped prove that, at least back in the day, the team, they always had it in them. You know, they were always making good games. They were always doing their best, trying to push things forward, advance the industry, and, you know, just make games that are good. It's I feel like a lot of it gets lost a lot. Games just need to be good. It doesn't need to be complicated. If it's good, it's good, and this shit is good. All right, I will resume in the next part. Thanks again for watching, and talk to you guys later.